Welcome to another edition. One thing I forgot to tell you about in the last episode is to make sure that our fence posts are in line. We use what's called a string line that we can go from point to point and show that our fence line is straight. So as you can see, it's straight. So in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to actually build a simple gate so we can close off our area. So come on over here, we've got to measure it first. So if we measure this, come across, want it in the opening. So we're going to go about 40 3/4. If you come and see that, you want to have a little bit of a gap in between. So right in there. And that's going to be how wide the gate has to be. Okay, so let's go to the shop and we'll cut some wood. Alright, now we're in the temporary shop, and I wanted to show you, we're not going to cut, I've already pre-cut these, but what I did is I wanted to cut that 2x4 in half, so that's the size of a 2x4. So I put it on the saw, and we cut it in half. So now we're going to come over to the other side over here. I've got everything laid out here. Show you, remember the width, we don't want it to go any wider. These are our two sides right here. So we're going to put that in like that, and then we're going to measure to make sure that that's going to fit in the opening. And that's 42, so that's not going to work. So that's why we can measure before we put it together. So now I'm going to put the pieces at a different angle. And we can see that we're at 39. So 39 right there. So we're inside the measurements. So I've got this other board that I got to cut that I haven't cut yet. I want to make sure it's going to be the same size. So I've got that set. Get that marked off. So we've got that marked right there, so we're going to cut that. So we're going to go ahead and go back out back and cut this real quick before we put it together. So now we've got that marked, we're going to put it on the miter saw, put our safety glasses on. We're going to line up our line, and we're going to go ahead and cut this. So hands out of the way. So now we've got that cut, so let's go back in to the temporary shop. Okay, now we're back in here. I've got this, I'm going to put these pipe clamps on it. First I'm going to measure to make sure that we're in and up at the right size, and we are. So we're going to end up at 39 3/4. So we're going to take that, and we're going to take these clamps, and we're going to tighten these all together, making sure that we're lined up on the sides. And there we go. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is we're going to have to put the frame together. So we're going to have to drill some holes, some pilot holes, so we can put the screws in. So let me get the drill set and we'll be ready. Okay, we've got a drill bit, safety glasses again. I'm going to drill the pilot holes before we put the screws in, because remember, if we have a pilot hole, it keeps the wood from splitting on us, so we don't ruin it. So I'm going to line that up. And do the same. Alright, so now I've got my pilot holes in. So we're going to change our bit. So we get our bit in, make sure it's straight. We're going to tighten that up. Then we're going to take our 3-inch star drive bits. Screws, and you can see it's got a star on the top, and we're going to drive those in to hold everything together. go all the way around. We're going to do that. We'll do the back side. Okay, so now I've got it all put together. So we're going to undo our clamps. And there's our frame for our gate. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to put the hinges on it and hang it.